Hello and welcome to the quest chain for the Warlock Green Fire quest, as most people refer to this as. This is actually breaking the Black Harvest, which was and still is a Warlock exclusive class quest. And it gives us the ability to make our spells look different, which is nice. This quest starts out with this item here, Sealed Tome of the Lost Legion. You can see the pricing for this thing is insane. It costs about 25k, 20k in average, maybe, market value. And I bought this one off the auction house just to show you guys the quest. And I have not done this before, so it's going to be fun for me as well to check it out. And I wanted to make a recording of it. So what we're going to do here is we're going to combine this Tome of the Lost Legion. This book seems unusually normal aside from the chains and sockets binding it. Combine it with a health stone to bind the tome to yourself. I'm going to make a health stone. I'm going to bind this thing. Why am I in Shattrath? No idea. Let's use this here. Combine it with the Hellstone and unlocking the tome. Oh, this is going to be interesting. I'm doing this as a prequel to my playthrough of the Warlock class campaign. Oh my god! The tome appears to be written in an ornate scrolling script that seems to rise up the pages. It vaguely resembles demonic, but the symbols are far more elaborate than any you've ever seen. Perhaps one of your demonic companions can tell you more. Speak with your demonic minion to determine the origins of the tome. Can we talk to you? I guess we can't talk to you. Let's see if we can summon something else. Maybe the imp? He seems more talkative. Lazy app, hello. Yeah, what's up, boss? What can you tell me about this tome? I have no idea. Well, screw you then. Let's try the next one. Let's try the Void Lord. He's probably talkative as well.
Why do you call?
Dismiss me. I wish to return to the Void. What can you tell me about this tome? Words are not the way of the Void. I do not know. It appears to connect two stars together. Fascinating. Can we talk to the other ones before we need to determine the language as well? Now let's talk with this Fell Hunter. I don't think he can talk. Let's see here. It looks at you blankly. What can you tell me about this tome? He's huge in the storyline add-on here. Wow. The Fell Hunter just tilts its head and stares at you strangely. Alright, let's summon the last one, the succubus. She must know something about the language.
Don't touch what you can't afford.
Oh yeah. Hello, master. What kind of services can I provide you today? What? You just want me to look at some dirty old tome? How disappointing. This is the script of the Nathrazim, what you call dreadlords. They rarely use it outside of their home. Interesting. So this is demonic tongue. Oh, this is the tongue of the Nathrazim. Sorry, not the demonic tongue. The codex appeared to be a powerful tome written in an ancient pre-demonic tongue. You strongly suspect this should be brought to the attention of the Warlock trainers in your capital city. Let's head to... return to your capital city and seek out a Warlock trainer who may know more about the Codex. Alright, let's go and do that then. Now what I was going to say is that this is going to be a prequel to the events going on with the Warlock class campaign in Legion. If you want to check that out, there's a playlist down below in the description as well. I might want to also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Lots of good stuff there, I've heard from people. Here we are in the Cleft of Shadows in Orgrimmar. We can talk to Kranosh. Hello. Alright. Oh, I have quests here that I haven't done yet. Interesting. What? Where in the Great Dark did you find this?
For the Horde!
Alright, Tale of Six Masters. This book may be just the leverage we've been seeking. How familiar are you with the Council of the Black Harvest? After Deathwing was defeated, 6 of the greatest warlocks gathered together to teach all warlocks advanced forms of magic stolen from our defeated foes. Take a look at this tome beside me.
Dabu! Victory!
There's a book down here. Legacy of the Masters Part 1, A Tale of Six Masters. Read, pupil, and know that I am called Jubeka Shadowbreaker, and it is my duty to share some of the wisdom of our order with those who have the skill to read this document. After the fall of Deathwing, it was clear that the sorcery of the Warlocks was sorely lacking in bite when compared to the threats facing Azeroth. So our council of 6 warlocks gathered to discuss how best to investigate the new magic witnessed by these threats. At first, the 6 of us refused to cooperate, tossing blame and bickering as easily as shadow bolts and curses. Finally, after several nights, the human Kanrethad spoke out. In the wake of the cataclysm, the rising tensions between the Horde and Alliance have driven the greatest heroes of Azeroth to train for war. Warriors have readied their war banners. The Death Knights of Acheros have learned to control the undead. It is even said that the mages are researching ways to undo time itself. The relentless darkness which bathed Azeroth has been pushed back. Cho'Gall is slain, and the remnants of the Twilight's hammer cult has been scattered. Ragnaros is defeated and his armies forced back into the Firelands. Deathwing lies torn apart and his Twilight Drakes obliterated. However, the power they commanded are not so easily forgotten. Powers untapped and ripe for the taking. In fact, among us now stand several who have faced their power firsthand, he said, pointing at a hooded figure across the room. A deep, sinister laugh echoed from the hood as it burst into flames and burned away to reveal the orc enchanter Ritsin. It is true, Pinkskin. I was there when the Fire Lord was vanquished. The intensity of his flame was unlike anything you can imagine. The burning glow of Ritsin's eyes cast eerie shadows over his burn-scarred face and thick, tusked grin. Untrue, spat a sharp feminine voice. Shinfel, a blood elf adorned with the sharp spikes of Twilight Lamentium, glared across the table. Until you've been a prisoner within your own mind, you'd know nothing of horror. Shinfel's blood had been corrupted during the fight with Cho'Gall, and her arms were now covered in black marks, left behind by the corruption that had erupted from her skin. The experience had only served to increase the intensity of her sadism. Shinfel continued. Even the Fire Lord's flames were overshadowed by the raw chaos unleashed by the Destroyer. She paused a moment and glanced to the Worgen, who remained eerily silent. Sinin had been present when Deathwing was unmade, and had not spoken a word since. Zinin's eyes narrowed for a moment, then snarled at Ritsin. Kanrethad stood up from the table and took a deep breath. This is exactly why we are here. I have no love for any of you, but we each bore witness to pieces of even greater power. Now imagine if we fused the molten fury of the Firelands with the unstoppable chaos of Deathwing. Even the powers of the Burning Legion could not hold a candle to our flames. Ritsin kicked his boots upon the table and snickered. And just who would do this? You? He spat. I think not. You haven't been seen in battle since the siege of the Black Temple. If it weren't for having shared the secrets of Illidan's transformation with the Council, I would kill you, just for having the audacity to summoning me. Kanrethad's lips pursed for a moment, but he relaxed and continued. No. The scope of this task exceeds the capabilities of any single member here. I propose this council split into pairs. Ritsin and Zinin would lead a group into Sulfuras. Similarly, Shinfel and Zelifrax would hunt down the remaining members of the Twilight's Hammer Cult and persuade them to share what they have learned. The pock-faced gnome applauded with mirthful glee. Kanrethad continued. Then we return, 1 year from now, and take the results of our expedition back to our own sects, more powerful than we would have been alone. Ritsin frowned as he saw the greed drawn out in the humans' words dance across the council's faces. And what would keep us from simply killing our partner in their sleep once it was a success? Kanrethad's brow furrowed and he growled. Which is why we swear that if any member of this council breaks the contract and fails to return or returns alone, the other shall strike them down and banish their soul forever. We either succeed together or die alone. Ritsin was a powerful warlock and could probably defeat Kanrethad by himself. But against all 5 of us, we all saw his hesitation. We all let our hands drift towards our scrolls and weapons. Fine, Ritsin reluctantly agreed. I can play along with your fool's errand, but first I must know, where will you and that miserable Forsaken Jubeka be going? Me? Spoke Kanrethad with a wicked grin. Why, I'm returning to Outland. Interesting tale. You're ready to learn more. Azok, take this, the Journal of Jubeka Shadowbreaker. Read the journal and use the information contained within to track down where she went. Find her soulstones and use them to locate her.
Farewell. Strength.
Alright, so as you can see here, we have to obtain the Hellfire Fragment, Netherstorm Fragment, Netherstorm Memory. I don't remember, lots of stuff here. We need to read the journal and use the information contained within to track down where Jubeka went. Alright, so we have, first of all, Legacy of the Masters. This is the book we just read. Nice to have that with us. Sorry if that was a long break there, but we need to have the lore down before we go. This is a long story. This half-beaten leather-bound notebook has seen better days. Okay, so we have, how many pages is this one? 11 pages. Alright, let's take a look at the page 1 then. Jubeka's Journal. This document contains the daily journal of one of the Master Warlock trainers. The pages are filled with random notes, the occasional drawing of an imp's internal organs, and the occasional tidbit on the preferred diet of fell hunters. Near the end, an entry catches your eye. Alright, so we don't have to read the whole book. Day 26. It has been nearly 2 weeks since Kanrethad and I arrived in Outland. Almost immediately afterward, he departed for Shadowmoon Valley. I didn't bother to ask why, as long as he doesn't get himself killed. My research here in this dusty wasteland continues as drudgingly expected. While the Legion onslaught has subsided, a number of the rarer demon specimens remain. Day 28. The fell imps of Fellspark Ravine in Hellfire are remarkably chatty. I've discovered that they are just as easy to contract into service as their names are to learn. The ritual to summon one is trivial at best. Void Lords are rather difficult to stumble across. But it takes very little persuading to convince one to divulge the name of a rival lord. I have wondered once or twice if Kanrethad will ever return, but in the end, it doesn't actually matter. The council can put me to death as long as my grimoires last. So will my legacy. Alright, so that's our first clue. Jubeka and Kanrethad apparently went to Outland. Kanrethad abandoned her and went to Shadowmoon Valley. And now we have a clue as to where she was in Outland. I guess we're going to take the Outland portal. This is the Blasted Lands one. Let's take this one, Hellfire Peninsula. Now, as you can see here on the map, I'm going to bring it up here to full screen. She's in this place somewhere. Interesting. But she does give us some clues that we can use. For example, she talked about the Void Lords and the ravine, Fellspark Ravine in Hellfire. Interesting. Alright, so what I've done now is I've plotted in the different coordinates for these things. I got those of Wowhead, and I typed them into my my add-on called TomTom. And you can see them here marked with the green spots. There's one that in Blazed Mountains, one in Netherstorm up there, one in Hellfire Peninsula down there, and one in Shadowmoon Valley down there. So I'm going to give those coordinates and the macro down below in the description. You might want to check those out if you're doing the quest yourself. If not, then stick along as I'll be doing the reading of the quest from the journal, and we'll do each hint as we go along. This is Fellspark, what am I saying? Fellspark Ravine. Let's interact with this soulstone fragment. Let's take a look at the next couple of pages here. While examining the nauseating ruins of Farallon, today in Netherstorm, I was ambushed by a race of floating eyeball squids, calling themselves observers. They were unexpectedly intelligent. They expressed a deep desire to bear witness to all forms of magic, and willingly offered their services in exchange for the opportunity to consume new forms of magic. The ritual to summon an observer is unexpectedly complex. While natives of the Great Dark Beyond, they are highly migratory, and the summoning ritual must compensate for their travels. Without their willing assistance, summoning an observer would be nearly impossible. We get some more story here. Apparently we're heading to the ruins of Farallon. Oh, not this map. Let's take a look at Outland. The ruins of Farallon here. You can see it's formally typed out in huge letters right there. So we're heading to this location right there. This place brings back memories. Here we can see some example of these creatures. The eyeball creatures, and the fragment is right here. Let's bring this along with us. Such strange creatures. Why do they remain so long after the Legion has left? There's a slight flaw in that assumption. Oh? The observers were in the service of Illidan, not the Legion. Well, he's gone too, so why are they still around? How should I know? Well, I've spent weeks trying to understand how to summon one of these things. If you know something I don't, then I'd appreciate it if you share it with us lesser mortals. What's the problem? You handled the bindings of the Fell Imps and Void Lords effortlessly. They were trivial by comparison. These things are never in the same place. There's something strange about them. Something out of place. Oh dear. Indeed. Alright, that was the first memory and the second fragment. Okay, let's check out the journal again. We are on page 5 right now. Kanrethad returned, looking incredibly grim. Considering his undisciplined technique, it should be no surprise that his research has been less than successful. I'm ready to attempt the binding of a higher order member of the Burning Legion, but I dare not attempt the ritual alone. In fact, perhaps Kanrethad would prove the perfect test subject. So here we can have some intrigue between Dubeka and Kanrethad. Remarkable! My first attempt to summon a higher order member of the Legion failed as spectacularly as planned. The Shivara broke free almost instantly after Kanrethad completed the ritual. I expected the frail human to be struck down while I banished the creature. Instead, in the instant that the Shivara's razor-sharp blades sliced through the air, Kanrethad's form shifted, and the blades bounced as if striking stone. Unlike the typical form of metamorphosis, he did not complete this demonic transformation. Perhaps his research has been more successful than I expected. Interesting. So he has some sort of... The old metamorphosis was a spell that the demonology warlocks had, that they could use to transform into the beings that are very similar to the ones demon hunters can be now. And we know that there are close connections between the demon hunters and the warlocks. Day 40. The key to binding a Wrathguard was ironically reducing the number of runic symbols used in the summoning circle. Wrathguards are highly resistant to charms and compulsions, but readily respond to basic expressions of strength. Kanrethad was unexpectedly insightful into the conditioning of a Legion uses to compel the Wrathguards into action. His ability to express his dominance over lesser demons is remarkable, if short-lived. With great pains, I've been able to inscribe the forms he uses to summon multiple demonic servants at once. Unfortunately, while he can bind 2 lesser demons indefinitely, I can only do so for a short time. Very similar to this talent we have here, Grimoire of Service. You can have 2 demons active at a time. Day 47. We left a few ogre corpses in our wake, but studying the ritual circle of Vimgol revealed additional ways of bolstering our power using demonic sacrifices. While the act greatly enrages our demonic servants, fusing their life energy to our own provides a dramatic increase in power. With a little experimentation, I discovered that the more closely linked you are with the demon you sacrifice, the greater the power of the ritual. Kanrethad's ability to restrain his demonic transformation seemed to have reached a plateau. Once again, his lack of power disgusts me. Things that would be trivial to most warlocks takes him an eternity. What is the thing with this guy? Anyway, this is Vimgol. And you do have this icon up here that kind of indicates how close you are to this target here. You sense a soulstone shard in an area near this one. Fun fact, this place is actually part of a comic in the Warcraft. One of the Warcraft comics is taking place in this exact location here. A Doomguard. I tire of your evasive babble, Doomguard. Explain to me why you and your kind are drawn to sacrificial magics. My contract is to fight for you, not to reveal the Legion's secrets, mortal. Do not attempt to deceive me, demon. Your kind far predates Sargeras' betrayal. What were you? This knowledge is useless. What are you trying to achieve, Kanrethad? Stay out of this. The demon will answer. Now.
What an odd demand. Not even my own kind care about our origins. Why should you?
If you do not care, then there is no harm in telling me.
Before Sargeras freed us, we were the Titan's hounds, forever enslaved to police the use of arcane magics. Sacrificial magics was considered the greatest violation of life, and we were attuned to instantly punish those who delved into such delicious sorcery. You have your petty secret, Kanrethad. Now I demand knowledge from you. Why do you care? I don't believe that this part is a part of our contracts. We are done here. Jubeka, complete the ritual. So we learned that the demons were previously the hounds of the Titans. The last fragment is down in Shadowmoon Valley. I'm going to take a shortcut by using my Hearthstone, and we're going to go to the portal. Alright, let's take a look at the journal again. The last couple of pages. At Kanrethad's insistence, we headed for the Altar of Damnation in Shadowmoon Valley. He seemed to be convinced that there was more to the Hand of Gul'dan than just a show of power. I'm not convinced, but at this point my grimoires are complete. I do not understand his obsession with controlling the flow of demonic power granted by his transformation. While he plays around with ancient altars, I intend to try my hand at opening a gateway to conjure many wild imps at once. Kanrethad is up to something. To say that I am concerned about our next move is a dramatic understatement. A ragged note is drawn onto the back of the cover of the leather journal. I'm convinced there is no chance that we will return from this next adventure alive. There is simply no way that we can take the risk that my grimoires go unread. For that reason, I've contracted the imps to leave 4 fragments of my soulstone at the location listed in my journal. I'm sending this journal to you, my trusted friend. That should the need to locate me arise, you bring the 4 stones together. Find my body and ensure that my grimoires are brought back to Azeroth. Signed, Jubeka Shadowbreaker. Intriguing. Here we are in Shadowmoon Valley. And this is the Hand of Gul'dan, oozing with fell magics. And we're gonna see what happened with our buddy Warlocks on the trip. And here is the soul fragment next to Gul'dan. What is it you wish to show me? I've seen the fear in your eyes, Jubeka.
What?
No, I have no idea. Gul'dan destroyed this world in his bid for power. You're concerned that I will do the same for Azeroth? No! Stay back, you are dangerous. I remain content summoning demons, but you toy with becoming one yourself. There are 2 sides to the blade of demonology. The threats that besiege us from the outside, and those that threaten us from within. I chose you as my companion for a reason.
And what a depraved reason is that?
If I fail, I need you to banish me forever.
Alright. You located all 4 fragments of the soulstone. Now you just need to fuse them all together. You just need to learn how to fuse it together now. Alright, so it came twice, that was strange. Seek the signal. The soulstone shards fuse together easily in your hands. Strangely, no soul is stored within the stone. Instead, the stone seems to be drawing power from somewhere in Shadowmoon Valley. Looking east, you feel a power linked beyond the mountains to the very gates of the Black Temple. Jubeka's soulstone has led you to the Black Temple. The only thing left to do is to find a way inside. It is clear that Jubeka's soulstone has led you here to the Black Temple. The question remains, why? The only remaining option is to head inside and figure out why they were here. Luckily, we don't have to use the sewer entrance this time. We are going to enter through here. We're going to look at the Jubeka's mark on the front gates. Jubeka's mark clearly indicates she entered the Black Temple here.
Now we're here. There's still Ashtongue here, patrolling the temple. We're supposed to avoid these guards, sneak into the Black Temple, and see what happens. This is a scenario, so you are in here alone, and it's instance. As you can see here, these circles surrounding the guys with their blue icon above their heads indicate their patrol range. So you gotta stay out of this round circle, apparently. Round circle, that was redundant. But yeah, we're gonna head up here. So that was very strange. I attacked one of them, and I killed it, and he trapped me in his net for like 15 seconds or something like that. Now we can pass through here. And we can... wow. Enter the Black Temple. This used to be the Temple of Karabor. You can see this in Draenor, in Warlords Draenor. The beautiful Draenei Temple. And here we have the conspicuous Illedari Scroll. Oh! Look who's here.
Foolish warlocks. I knew you would try again to ransack our temple. Wait, you're not one of the warlocks that snuck in here before. Why then are you here?
This is a comma.
Your name sounds familiar to me. What do you want from the Black Temple? Stay a moment and speak with me, rather than skulk about like a rogue.
He is currently the leader of the Ashtongue tribe. He used to follow Illidan, then he betrayed Illidan at the end and fought with Maya of Shadowsong. And now apparently he is with Illidan again, question mark. This quest was back in Pandaria, so we are currently working for War Chief Garrosh. Let's just say this it says, yeah, we're back in Pandaria. Warlord Garrosh seeks the Black Harvest members who trespassed here recently.
You and your horde did much to aid my people in freeing the Black Temple of Illidan's grasp.
I will help you as a show of mutual trust and repayment of the debt I owe you.
It has been many months since those two warlocks broke into the temple, but I'm still not sure what they were after. Follow me. They visited both the Shrine of Lost Souls and the temple's summit. I have decided to trust this warlock for now. Let him move about the temple freely. It'll take many years for us to undo the damage that Magtheridon, Illidan and the Fel Orcs did to this holy place. Within lies the Shrine of Lost Souls. The souls of thousands of my fallen brethren remain within this area. Use caution. There are many traps still active within. Perhaps one of your demon spells will grant you the ability to scout ahead before advancing forward.
You know what? I do have a spell that I can use for this. A spell that is never used. Alright, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna use the Eye of Kilrog to see where the path is. And then we're gonna walk there. That's my thoughts on this, apparently. So you can see the remaining areas for a brief time. And then we're gonna just keep moving through here very slowly. And try to avoid these creatures here. And now we are at the end. Beautiful. That took a while. Not the most intuitive ways of playing WoW, but anyway, we are here. This is amazing! An untapped store of raw arcane energy.
For years it has languished, slowly growing in strength.
Imagine what we could summon with just a fraction of this power.
Summon? Ha! Imagine what we could become if fused with a power of this magnitude. The powers of this room are not unlike the original Well of Eternity in Azeroth.
So this is how Illidan bound so many demons to its well.
Yes, the payment for the demon's sacrifice was to drink from the energy of this place. By feeding upon this place's power, they were broken free from their addiction to the Legion's magic. I believe this is the original power source he intended to offer the Blood Elves to free them from their addiction to the Sunwell, but for some reason he didn't let them near it. What? You have no proof of such a claim. Didn't you notice? The demons under Illidan's command were free of the entropic fell-green corruption that pervades the Legion. Why do you talk so much, Kanrethad? I was there. At the end. Oh dear. Are you going to regale me with yet another of your horrible stories? Shut up. I think I liked you better when your jaw was missing. Did you hear that? Those ash-tongued dogs are coming. Let's hurry up and start the ritual. Very well. We'll return later after this crystal is fully charged.
The power of this place are not of your kind, Warlock. Die!
This is the essence of order, it seems. Oh, I'm out. Where are my demons? Let's summon in my Doomguard. I think that's a good idea.
If you love demons so much, then you shall have them.
Oh, look at this face. And we get this empowered soul core. This item is filled with the brim, filled to the brim with arcane magics. And there's also an anvil down here. And look who's here. Unbound Night Lord. And some satyrs as well. Here you can repair stuff if your gear is broken, which is nice. This is indeed a long quest. A lot of these demons have been freed since we acquired this item here. Look at all these guys. Lots of Nathrazim and also imps. Ah, some of my men are trapped in the basement. There is little time. Help me save them. Now, our quest is to loot as much as you can. Reach the end of the Den of Mortal Delights.
Yo, remember me? Good, good. Hey, listen. We don't have to help this guy. There's gotta be some riches around this place. Come on, boss. You know what you want.
While Akam and his men are dealing with the demons, there is nobody stopping you from stealing a relic or two. Okay, that's a good idea, Mr. Imp. I guess we should steal some stuff. We don't owe Akama anything. Let's try to get some of this nice loot. Now, the Den of Mortal Delights is kind of Illidan's harem area in Black Temple. Let's see what's going on there. As you can see here, there are some gold stuff. There's a gold ring. There's some amulets here that we can pick up. There are sparkling sapphire. We can sell this. There's even perfume. Oh my, it looks like it's worth a gold coin or two. And here we have the treasure chest. Let's kill these guys guarding it before we take it. It seems quite heavy for us. Maybe we can summon a demon and take it out for us. You've looted everything you grab on your way up. Time to tally up the plunder and hide it before Akama catches up. So, depending on how much stuff you brought, you can get different rewards here, it seems. Now, I sold this stuff. Love that sound. And this is what you get back. So some of these things are worth like 10 gold. Basically chump change, not that much. You can get probably about 500. Maybe maybe a bit more than that, if you're lucky. I didn't even bother getting all this stuff, to be honest. Oh, we cannot sell to this merchant. Apparently it's not a vendor. But we kind of fast-tracked this, so we're now at the top of the temple. We skipped a couple of the rooms with one of the boss fights in the Black Temple, and now we are at the top, the summit of the temple, if you will. Now our quest here
is to summon Kanrethad by using the empowered soul core.
Behold, I have truly mastered the fell energies of this world. The demonic power I now command is indescribable, unlimited, omnipotent. You think I've gone too far? There is no such thing. The Black Harvest will enslave the most powerful demons, draw on their power, and destroy all who oppose us, in this world and on Azeroth. Do you mean to stop me, little one?
I'd like to see you try. Alright, ha! Your feeble attacks are entertaining. Would you like to see one of my new pets? The Annihilan are incredibly destructive creatures. Their sheer strength and power is absolutely unrivaled. This is a pit lord, also known as the Annihilan. He's going to summon in a bunch of these guys, and we also have to deal with him. As you can see, this guy has about 500k health, so that's quite a bit. I wonder if we can enslave him. Let's try. Enslave the demon, use it against him. It works. Beautiful.
What? Now you've angered me. The clock is ticking. This will be your end.
He's channeling a massive cataclysm. Let's get out of this.
If 2 imps are better than 1 imp, then what's better than 2 imps? 60 imps!
Oh my god, what is this guy doing? 60 imps? Isn't that a bit overkill? Can I get my AoE out, please? There we go. Beautiful.
You didn't think he was just going to give you green fire, did you? The last warlock who tried this failed as well.
These guys are really annoying. Now he's also casting a massive chaos bolt at us right there. Wow, look at that. Can I kill all the rest of these imps? Seems I can.
Deathwing had unstoppable power, and now it is mine.
Would you look at that? Oh my god. Good thing I had a soulstone on me. Hope it doesn't reset.
Ha ha ha, you thought you could defeat me? Nothing can kill me now, puny mortal.
And now your sad tale comes to an end.
No! Jubeka, what are you? Ah!
This is only what you once asked me to do. If it came to this, Kanrethad, you brought this on yourself.
You brought this on yourself, Kanrethad.
Kanrethad enveloped himself with so much fell energy that it corrupted him totally, but a small taste of his power should not be harmful. Go ahead. Now go and use what you've learned. If you ever wish to have the fell energy purged from you, or reabsorb some of Kanrethad's, talk to me. I'll be at the altar of damnation in Shadowmoon Valley, keeping him banished. We're gonna drain him, and our powers will be fell. Glorious, glorious green fell. Ooh. Now that was a really nice animation. Wow.
What needs doing?
Hello. Kanrethad's power is too great to allow him to be free. I'll ensure he stays banished for as long as I exist. Still, a taste of the fell energies he is saturated with should cause no ill. Feel free to drain some for your own use. Should you ever grow tired of its effects, I can purge the fell energy from you for a price. You have done more for this world than you can know, Warlock. It is something of a shame. Kanrethad met this end. A shame, but inevitable.
Summon with caution, friend. Yes?
Indeed. Now, we are able to remove this if we want
it
to,
must be
or we can
done.
drain it back from him whenever we want to. And you can see our moves down here have changed as well. Our Rain of Fire is now Rain of Fell Fire. Oh, it's glorious. Oh my. Now we are ready to go to the Broken Isles with our Fell Magic. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Green Fire quest chain. The breaking of the Black Harvest. Be sure to check out the playlist at the end of the video here, or check the description down below for links to that as well. I've been Crudeless, and I'll see you next time.